Welcome to Clinically Speaking, the podcast that combines clinical insight with the chaos of reality TV, because somebody has to diagnose this drama.
For legal purposes, this is a joke. We would never diagnose someone who is not our client.
I am Callie. I use she, her pronouns.
I'm Alex, she, her.
And we're licensed marriage and family therapists, or MFTs for short, and we'll be recapping reality dating shows, specifically Love Island Season 7, while integrating clinical theory.
So we will be clinically speaking.
Yes, we will. So please keep listening to our mini-sode about us and the podcast.
My name is Alex. A little bit about yours truly. I identify as a lesbian. I enjoy spending time with my girlies, my girlfriend, and I do have one and only man in my life, which is my dog, aside from my brother. And as my girlfriend would say, I enjoy going on nature walks, not hikes. And teenage Alex cannot wrap her head around this, but I am currently into birding because I am now in my 30s. Shout out to all my fellow Merlin Bird app users. I see you.
Oh my god. Alex, you are in your 30s, not your 60s. That's too much. So I know that straight media is not generally your thing. So what else do you like to watch?
You know what? To be seen is to be loved, and you see me. I would like the record to reflect that Callie did enjoy seeing a yellow bird outside her office with me today.
Friend, no.
I need that Vine clip that's inserted that's like, let's ask the audience. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't.
Oh my god, it's so funny. It's this guy who's trying to get a refund from this waitress, and she's like, you've eaten everything. And he's recording her, and he's like, no, I haven't. And she goes, let's ask the audience, and hands it to the camera. Anyways, yes, so straight media is not my thing, but I do enjoy watching lesbian TV of any kind. My favorite reality shows are I Kissed a Girl, The Ultimatum, Queer Love Edition, Tampa Bays, and for the older queers, I loved The Real L Word. Yes, the both LA and New York versions, and House Hunters. One time my girlfriend and I were watching House Hunters, and I clocked that the realtor was a castmate on The Real L Word, which was a decade later. So I'm clearly dedicated to reality TV and being gay.
So dedicated to being gay. I know it. And my name is Callie. I'm your straight white millennial representative. And as such, my interests are listening to Taylor Swift and reading fantasy romance books while drinking iced chai lattes at my local coffee shop. Literally such a regular at my coffee shop that they started making my chai for me the second I walked through the door this morning.
And I'm sure she confuses all the bisexual baristas there because she orders an oat milk chai latte.
With lavender.
Oh my god, I think that's worse.
Yeah. Look, I like what I like. So yeah, and I'm a big ACOTAR girly / everything that Sarah J. Maas has ever written, because we love a fully developed female protagonist fighting against an authoritarian regime and who gets a little bit spicy while doing it.
Spicy, like spicy sassy, or like sexy spicy?
Like spicy. A little spicy. You know what I mean?
I was not familiar with Sarah's game.
Yeah, get familiar. And yeah, as I said, big Taylor Swift fan. I went to the Eras tour and it was the best night of my life. 1989 is probably my favorite album, but I'm honestly obsessed with all of them.
I like Taylor Swift. Obviously, I received a lot of Gaylor content on my TikTok because of my algorithm. Mm-hmm. But yeah, do you have any favorite, or like, do you believe in any Taylor Swift conspiracy theories?
Yeah, all of them. I would definitely have been down the Gaylor rabbit hole for sure, but the latest has been that she was going to be releasing Reputation, Taylor's version, this week, which for anybody who read the letter, we're not even close to getting that, which is so disappointing. But now that she owns all her masters, I have felt free to listen to Debut, so that's been my obsession of this week, is listening to the first album.
I have to say my most controversial hot take is that I love the Reputation album.
Alex, not controversial. That's a great take. It's such a good album. I feel like it's one that I wasn't into when it first came out, but in the years since, I'm obsessed with it. I love it so much.
Okay, that made me feel better
Yes.
because it's actually my favorite album.
Okay, yes, own it. Own it. It's so good.
It's so good. I love Dress. I do like
Mm.
Lavender Haze for obvious reasons.
Yes,
Feels
that's on
very,
Midnights.
Yes, feels very underlying gay tones.
Mhm.
Yeah, Dress in the Reputation, because they talk about like being a best friend and it's kind of like undercover, and that feels very like queer coded
Ooh,
to me,
yes. Yeah.
which goes into like the Gaylor conspiracies.
Oh yeah. There's honestly so many songs that you could get into with that for sure.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to the podcast. I got the idea for this in grad school when we would come into class on a Tuesday morning and discuss the previous night's episode of The Bachelor with some of our other classmates. And then the idea resurfaced for me this past year as Alex and I started talking about season 6 of Love Island USA.
Okay, I had to interject because I love Love Island, the season 6 USA. After I saw a clip of Serena yelling at Cordell, aka the infamous dock scene, I was hooked. Also, I saw all the hilarious, gorgeous Black women that I follow on TikTok, and they were talking about their dynamics. So obviously, I said I need to check this out for myself, and I fell in love with that season. Although, you know what I'm gonna say. Wins the queer season.
Of course.
Because we need it.
We do need it. And I know that you're trying to get me to watch some queer dating shows for us to recap next. So if anybody listening has any recommendations for us, please email us at clinicallyspeakingpod@gmail.com, and we will try and find some good queer reality dating shows for us to recap after Love Island season 7.
Yes, please email. This is Alex speaking. I'd really like to do that. Also, if you see me email directly, ignore that, Kelly.
Anyway, speaking of season 6, Alex, who are your faves?
Ooh, good question. Honestly, everyone was so funny, but my favorites, well, number one was Serena. I feel like they won
course.
for a reason, but I just knew that she was some type of earth sign when she said, I need the 5-year plan. I need to know it immediately.
That was my favorite question of the whole season. And his response killed
What
me.
was it? Like,
He didn't know what that meant.
didn't he say that he wanted to work like
Jesus. And he got the deal. That's the thing.
Oh,
And
hey,
he got it.
hey,
So
manifesting, I guess. Yeah, as soon as she said that, I said, "Oh, what is her sign?" Everyone probably knows by now she's a Virgo, so that did make sense. So I loved her, and I also just loved that she was a girl's girl. Serena was, yeah, always going to bat for everybody. I also love Janae. She is so just beautiful and like funny, and I loved all of their friendship dynamics, and I loved Kenny. As Janae would say. I just thought he was so cute, and I loved that he, like, his relationship with Janae, and I felt like he was very genuine when he walked in. We'll just delete from our memory when he came in with the other girl, but
sure.
For the most part, he didn't really do our girl that dirty, which
No.
I appreciate.
Agreed. Yeah, I think he definitely did a better job than some of the other guys did coming back from Casa. I'll stand firm on that, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
10 toes down.
And then I would say my favorite has to be Leah. She was somebody that I was really on the fence about early in the season because there was just so much reactivity from her, and as a couples therapist, it's hard to get behind that ineffective communication, right? But what I loved about her is that she really grew through the whole season, and she was able to really self-reflect and take some legitimate accountability.
Mm-hmm.
And then of course she's just so funny that it's easy to forgive, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I also just love the way that she and Miguel communicate with each other. Their whole scene on the couch that one time where he was telling her how he got triggered by some of the ways that she was reacting to others was, I think, so important for us to see on television, especially this type of TV. But then obviously for their relationship, and I think it really helped her to grow and like be a better partner for him and vice versa. So I'm obsessed with him, and I'm obsessed with him on TikTok as well.
Yes, absolutely. I think I completely agree with you. I thought that it was so cute and wholesome how he brought that up of just saying like, this is my past, I'm triggered by that, and he could relate it to his family dynamics was really good. And then that he was just saying, you know, I don't want a partner that communicates this way, and I feel like he approached it in a very non-shaming way, which I don't think Rob did a great job initially with Leah approaching it well, although their communication was not great.
No, and I think that was definitely some shared responsibility on that one, for sure.
Exactly. But we love Leah. She was our caterpillar turned butterfly.
Absolutely. And we love to see it. We love a journey.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I would say Rob surprised me in the sense of like his ability to communicate specifically with his romance with Aaron. I don't think other times was effective at all, but I do think that he did a really good job of kind of guiding Aaron around how to communicate with Kaylor and take accountability. And I honestly was really impressed with his like advice to Aaron. I don't know if you felt that way.
Yeah, no, I did as well. Whether Aaron took it or not is a different story, but I did appreciate Rob's take. And for those listening, it is so rare for Alex to freely give compliments to a man, so this is a big deal.
And this is recorded, so I cannot recount this at a later time.
Literally on the record.
Yeah, also, we saw how Aaron took the advice or didn't take the advice.
That was a mess.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right. So we are really looking forward to having more chats like this about the season 7 cast and the premiere next week. And in the meantime, we'll be releasing an episode of Clinically Speaking to overview some of the clinical theories and terms that we'll be using to get ready for our weekly Love Island recaps. And we would love to hear from you, our listeners. Who were your favorite castmates from season 6? Who did you think communicated the most effectively? And what are you looking forward to for season 7? We're hoping to do a Q&A segment as well, so please send us your questions as we are all watching together. You can email us at clinicallyspeakingpod@gmail.com or DM us on Instagram or TikTok at clinicallyspeakingpod.
And as you all know, helping professionals are not raking in the big bucks, so please make sure to subscribe to Clinically Speaking in your podcast app and follow us at Clinically Speaking Pod on TikTok and Instagram.
Thanks for listening to this mini-sode of Clinically Speaking. We'll see you next time.